Hey guys, I hope everyone's doing well. So I wanted to do a quick video for you guys on the proper use of a nail drill, or also known as a Dremel. So I have seen a lot of things on social media right now where people are trying to remove their acrylics or remove gel or do fills and things like that, and they are using a nail drill. I generally don't like people to use a drill if they're not properly trained on using a drill, or if they're not a nail tech. You can just really do a lot of damage to the nail and to the surrounding skin if you don't know how to properly use one. So I figured, since everyone's probably just going to use them anyway, just like they're cutting their hair and coloring their own hair and bleaching their own hair, since we're all in quarantine, I figured, I'll just give you a video this way. If you are going to use one, you will at least have a good base knowledge of how to use it and how to keep the natural nail intact and healthy and safe, and the surrounding skin around the nail healthy and safe as well. So before we get into the video, there are just 2 rules that I ask you to follow diligently when using the drill. So the first rule, and this one can't be broken, this one is: a nail drill should never, ever, ever be used on the natural nail directly itself. No ifs, ands, or buts. There's no bending this rule. This rule is like set in stone. I repeat, do not use the drill on natural nails. So it's just too strong. The RPMs, the speed, everything, it will just take too many layers off the nail. You could burn a hole directly through the nail. I have seen people come to me with holes drilled in their nails, and people that have had bad experiences, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You can just feel the pain right now of what it feels like to have a nail drill burn. It's awful, horrific. It should just never happen. So if you are going to fill a nail with a drill, when you're prepping the nail, the growth area, before you put the acrylic on, you just file that with a hand file. Smooth the growth area down. You don't need to drill. There's absolutely no reason for it. You just never, ever, ever want to touch the natural nail with a drill. Okay, rule number 2 that can never be broken is: do not use a drill to remove gel color on natural nails. I see this a lot, and I hear it a lot from people. It's just too strong for the natural nail, and you're just going to ruin the nail. It's never going to recover from that type of damage, and you're just always going to have problems and damaged nails. You can use a hand file. All you have to do is file the shine off. You soak it, the gel color will peel right off. You can use a drill to remove gel color if there's acrylic underneath them. Again, you just want to steer clear of the area of the nail that has the growth, that has the natural nail exposed. You just don't want the drill to touch that part of the nail. So again, I will go over this a little more in depth when I do the video, the proper usage, how to keep the nails safe, keep them intact. If you have any questions or anything, let me know, put them in the comments below. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I love everyone, and I miss you guys. Okay, so on this hand, I actually already took the gel color off. I did use the hand file for it. Again, like I said, you can use the drill. If you are going to use the drill to remove, I will show you. This is my nail drill that I'm using right now. I'm not going to turn it on, I guess, for this purpose. But, if you have, here, we're going to switch hands. So if you have gel color on still, what you're going to want to do is, like I said before, you're going to want to stay away from the area, like right here, that's all my natural nail. That's the regrowth. Don't mind my really dry cuticles right now. I apologize. So yeah, you want to stay away from that area, because again, going back to number 1 rule, do not drill the natural nail. So when the drill is on, and again, I'm not going to turn this on because I am using my left hand, so it makes it a little more difficult. But the easiest way is if you sort of point it towards yourself, and you would take the drill and just go down on the nail. And again, only stay, like if you look right here, you don't want to go past, you don't want to go up here onto the natural nail. You just kind of want to stay where the actual gel color is on the nail, and you just want to make 1 stroke down. just like that, the whole way, to get the gel color off. And you can always take your file to get the remaining gel color off if you need to. But I hand filed my gel off. Again, I just took this one right here. This is an 80/80 grit. And I just basically filed like I showed you before in my other video, how to remove. So now, as you can see, we have some growth here from when I previously had done these a couple weeks ago. So basically, you just want to take your file and you're going to kind of file the growth area side to side here. This is just the cuticle area that I'm filing. I'll get like a better angle for you here. And again, I am not touching the cuticle itself. You want to avoid the cuticle because if you go up too high, you can just, especially with this 80 grit, it's very, very strong and you can just slice your cuticle right open. So we don't want to do that. And then we are going to kind of file the sides up here, the sides over here. And then you can just file like this, just kind of the top of the nail. Smooth it all out, get it ready to be filled. Just like that. Okay, so this nail right now is all ready. It's all prepped. Okay, so now that we have, this hand is all filled, it has the acrylic on it. This nail is dry, as you can tell, it's dry to the touch here. So we're gonna take our nail file. I am going to use this 80/80 still. It is a little bit seasoned now because, as you can see, I used it to take off my gel color. So it is a little roughed up, which is good. You don't want to use anything that's too strong or too high of a grit really close to the cuticle because that could definitely you could definitely rip the cuticle up pretty easily with something like that, especially when it's filled and it's really close to the cuticle already. Okay, so first thing is first. Once the nail is filled, we are going to just take it and just kind of, I pull away with the skin, just a tad with this. And I'm just going to go up this side, just like this. And what that is doing is just making sure we have a really nice, clean, straight line from out here. As you can see, just like that. And then you're going to do the same to the other side. And just kind of up and down motion, nothing, too fancy with that. Now I did shorten these already. I may shorten these a little bit more. I'm not totally sure because as you can see, they were really, really long. I did shorten them a little bit already, but I'm kind of thinking I want them a little bit shorter. So now when I put this acrylic on, it's already on pretty smooth, so there's not gonna be tons of filing that we're gonna have to do. Generally with fills, you don't do as much as you do with the full set. But basically, we're just gonna wanna file just kind of back and forth. We're gonna get all the sides. And again, I'm not getting directly onto the cuticle. It's hard to see in this video. I am not on the cuticle. I'm up against it. It's still not quite touching the cuticle. And you kind of have to know your angles as far as what angle to hold the file at. Kind of like 45 degrees, I guess that would be, when you're getting near the cuticle. And then just kind of go like this, all along the top and the sides and the front. Just to make sure we got it nice and smooth. Okay, so that looks really good right now for our quick little file. So now what we're going to do is we are going to do a quick little tutorial here on the nail drill. Okay, so we are to the drill part here, and I apologize in advance. I'm actually doing a voiceover for this section. When I first recorded, I didn't realize how loud the drill sounded in comparison to my voice, and you couldn't really hear me. So just bear with me because voiceovers are a little tricky to do. So first thing is I'm going to put my pinky under here for stability, and I'm going to hold this like a pencil. It's probably the easiest way to hold it. And then we're going to take little tiny strokes with the drill as we're going around the cuticle. And again, we are not touching the natural nail. This is all going to be done just on the acrylic itself. Going back to my number one rule that it should never touch the natural nail. So again, you just want to kind of just go around the cuticle. You want it nice and smooth. You don't want any bumps or anything to get regrowth whenever this actually grows out. This way it'll be nice and smooth, and it'll look really nice as it grows out too. So again, just go over that cuticle area and just make sure it is nice. Now, when you look at a nail this way, you can kind of see what sort of thickness and what areas might need a little bit of filing. And the easiest way to do that is to file down the nail, like I just showed you. And then you can also go under and just take away some of the thickness. Since I did shorten these, they got a little thick under the nail there. But again, facing it this way to yourself is going to be the easiest way to see what areas need to be filed that are a little bit thicker. And you're just going to want to go an up and down motion like that, just to get that thickness off. And as you can see, you just kind of want to bring it to one side and then to the other, and then you want to lift the drill up and put it back. You don't want to do a continuous motion without picking up the drill. Again, that can cause slipping and it can spin. And again, that's why I have my finger under here to help with that stability so that the drill doesn't slip and that I don't get it cut myself. But as you can see, I can file my skin, and this drill isn't going to cut me. I don't have it on full power mode, which I never do anyway. But again, you don't want to do a continuous motion because you could have that slipping off the sides. So you kind of just want to take it from the top, bring it to the bottom, lift it up, and bring it back up. Just like that. Like I said, you don't want to do a continuous motion without picking up the drill. But this way, this will get the thickness off, and we can bring it from this angle if you want to see this angle a little bit better. That way it will be filed perfectly. You won't have any thick spots. You'll have a nice arch. So now that we are done with the drill, what we are going to do next is we are going to take our buffer block and we are just going to buff the tops and the sides of the nails here. And this won't cut your cuticle. It's a pretty fine grit, so this way you're going to be able to go a little bit crazy over the cuticle just to make sure it's nice and smooth and everything looks good. And there you go. There's our finished nail.